Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
I'm me. I'm Rob. How we doing on a night we weren't supposed to be filming?
We weren't even supposed to be doing this. The Giants just keep on sucking us back into the Giants world here, basically. We said no show today. And then what the Giants do? They signed 2 players. They started filling up the practice squad.
Practice.
Jay's already booing us. Boo! Boo earns?
Yeah.
Boo earns? Boo earns. Deb in the house. Hey, kids. Hey, what's up, Deb?
Hey, Deb.
But yeah, like I said, we weren't planning on even having an episode today. Again, Giants signed 2. They started filling up the practice squad full of players that we're well aware of and well known about there. And a fan favorite left for a whole other team. So, guys, after all, when we didn't expect to have to do this, here we are, back for more goofball action. All right. As we got, Jay says, your dancing was graceful. Listen, I never said I was a graceful dancer. That never came out of... Did I say that, Rob, at any point? Did I ever claim to be a good dancer?
No, not at all.
I never did.
You're talking about being tall with bad knees.
That is not a recipe for good dancing, typically. Hey, Carol
great.
says, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, guys. So let's get right into it with the news here. So the Giants actually signed 2 players today. Again, we thought there'd be nothing going on really talk about. No, we got more. 2 players signed today. And of course, as you're aware, when we sign 2, what happens? We lose 2.
Get dropped.
This is what this happens. So, first off, the Giants were awarded 2 players specifically off of waivers. I should say that way instead of they signed. They're off of waivers. They're picked up basically off the waivers. Their first one is Beau Brade, 23 years old, 6 foot even, 209 pounds, was a UDFA, undrafted rookie free agent from Maryland just last year. Was also a teammate, by the way, of Deonte Banks. So interesting little connection there. We also did talk about him last year. We talked about safeties in the draft. We thought he'd be like a day 3 pick, ended up going undrafted entirely. This past year, spent it with the Ravens, 11 games, just 3 tackles, but only had 11 defensive snaps, 207 snaps on special teams. So yeah, definitely a decent amount of special teams abilities there, at least shown here. Went back to his draft profile for us. This, again, not too far ago. NFL Draft Buzz. This is what they said leading up to the NFL draft on him. They said, Beau Brade stands out as a plug-and-play defender ready to make waves in the NFL. His tape reveals a safety with high football IQ, exceptional reading offenses, and impressive ball skills. Brade's versatility is a significant asset. He's comfortable both in the box and in deep coverage, showing fluidity in transition and a knack for being in the right place at the right time. His aggressive approach and solid tackling are tailor-made for teams seeking an enforcer who can also cover ground in the secondary. However, his aggression sometimes leads to over-pursuit, and his play recognition, while generally sharp, can be fooled by well-executed play action. On the flip side, Brade's athleticism, though adequate, doesn't scream elite NFL safety, particularly in terms of top speed. This limitation might narrow his range and impact his ability to provide over-the-top support in certain defensive schemes. Furthermore, his eagerness to engage physically, while often a boom, can also occasionally result in missed tackles or penalties due to overly aggressive play. There are areas will need refinement at the next level to maximize his effectiveness and ensure he's a 3-down player in the league that always increasingly in pace and complexity. Guys, that's a very glowing review for a guy who really had 11 snaps at defense last year. Like, am I crazy? And again, we thought he'd be drafted. And in the end, didn't get drafted. The Ravens cut him. Like, he did not make their roster, guys. I cannot stress this enough. This is not an, oh my God, I can't believe we got this guy kind of move. Like, but at the same point, if you're going to pluck from a team, pluck from a good team. If you're going to pluck from a team, pluck from a good team that has a good strength. And safety is a strong point for the Ravens, guys. We saw the news today. They just signed Kyle Hamilton to what was it, $125 million deal or something crazy,
something
ridiculous,
stupid,
something ridiculous. But so, like I said, I don't want to hate on it like that. And this is a kid who hasn't really gotten a fair shot to play. He hasn't got a lot of playing time. So who knows what we're going to have in the end from him. But I'm not going to get overly excited. Like, all right? Am I like, okay, whatever, let's see what this kid has?
Yeah, this is probably a guy that's going to go right to the practice squad, and he might make
We can't go to the practice squad. We picked him off waivers. He has to be on the roster now.
You know what I'm saying?
We can drop him later. I got to see the exact time frame, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be, put him on practice, bring him back up, put him on practice. Before we have to permanently put him on the practice squad. He's going to be one of those guys that kind of rides that wave all year long.
Yeah,
I mean. But you hit the nail on the head. Like, you want to talk about like pluck from a team that their strength is their secondary, a strong a defensive team. I mean, granted, they also have a good offense, but that's because that's their quarterback. But that's besides the point. But their safety shut down. Their secondary shuts down teams.
Yeah, so, and so that's what I'm saying. It makes sense. Take from the take from the spot where you can. That's a strong suit.
It makes sense. What? And if you want to connect the dots a little bit too, like
I do. I like a book. Connect the dots and drawings.
Ooh, but you talk about he's from Maryland, like he was a former teammate of Banks. Like maybe it lights a fire under Banks' ass, and it's like not because like it's they're picking more people up around his position, kind of in that secondary spot, but it's also like, hey man, like this is the real deal. Like I got cut, like I almost didn't make it. Like you better start producing because this could be you.
Yeah,
and that might make a little.
You know what? I was kind of wondering with the whole Banks connection is I was actually going like, okay, we got Banks, and I like when you get a player that you trust somebody's opinion on the roster. Like it's nice to go, hey, so-and-so, what do you think of this person? And you expect an honest answer because they're going to have to play alongside them.
Yeah.
But do I really trust Deonte Banks as a judgment of character and player ability at this point? Like, I would still ask if I'm Joe Schoen. I'm just saying, does it really hold a lot of water?
It also like depends on how he reacts to him. Like, oh, like this guy's really good compared to like, oh, like he's really in there. He really wants to be part of the team. Like, or it's like, like he could be a good pickup. Like,
yeah.
So Banks had to speak very highly of him.
I mean, you would hope so.
Like,
for damn sure.
And like you said, come from Banks, who you thought was going to be a stud in the secondary, is what he is now. Do you take that word like you're going to sign the best guy?
Yeah, and that's the problem I run into. I don't know what to even think of that opinion at this point, and that's what I'm saying. I would ask it if I'm Joe Schoen, but I wouldn't go crazy on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Schoen, he did talk about Brady. He said Brady's a player out of Maryland that we spent some time with coming out in the draft, and we liked. He played on special teams for Baltimore last year. Also, can be a depth safety for us. So he's a high character kid. He's smart, tough, dependable. Checked all those boxes, and can also participate on special teams. So he talked nicely about him. I mean, but again, it's not gonna be like, we signed this guy, he sucks. I don't know why we did this. Like, what's he supposed to say?
He's terrible.
But it is interesting they talked about him as a depth piece safety specifically. Like we said, they were going to sign somebody at safety. We knew that. The writing was on the wall. You weren't going to go into the season with 3 safeties. Wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, so officially, we got our 4th safety now in Brade. Rico Payton is the second one, not to be confused with Rico Suave.
Oh, Rico Suave.
25 years old, also was an undrafted rookie free agent last year. Was from Pittsburgh State, 6 foot even, 182 pounds. Played last year with the Saints. So which again means he played with a giant. He played with Paulson and Debo last year in the Saints. 16 games, 11 tackles, 1 pass deflected, just 21 snaps on defense, and 245 snaps on special teams. I like to go see if we can find, same as we did with Brade here, see if we can go back to stuff, as far as draft profiles. There really wasn't a lot on him. Again, Pittsburgh State. That just tells you. So, yeah, not exactly the largest school. By the way, Pittsburgh is spelled without the H even. Like, it's not even spelled the usual Pittsburgh way. So, yeah, it's definitely a very small school, to say the least. But he did have a very strong athletic profile in his pro day. Great agility, good jump. Did run a little slow as far as 40 time at 4.57. Shane, talking about Payton, said, Rico Payton, a guy that also last year during this time, we were hoping, you hope some of these guys get cut and they end up making teams and playing, and he's a really good special teams player, and we also think he has defensive value. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Got 2 guys here, both undrafted rookie free agents last year, both got cut this year, and both got picked up pretty quick by us. I get the Brade things. I remember him coming out of college. Like, we liked him in the scouting reports we did. Again, not as a starter. We thought he'd be a day 3 kind of pick, but we thought he had a potential to make it in this league as a backup safety. Rico Payton wasn't even on our radar at all, I would say, at that point blank. Yeah, and again, we talked before about Brade, about getting guys from strong teams and strong groups. This is the complete opposite, guys. Let me be very clear on that. We picked up a player from the Saints. The Saints didn't want him, and the Giants were like, that's the guy for us.
Yeah.
On top of that, a corner, which is probably one of their weakest points. Keep in mind, they lost Lattimore last year in a trade to the Commanders. They lost Paulson Adebo to us in free agency. So, yeah, you're picking a player that got cut from a bad team at a position that are bad at.
Not just a bad team, but like a pretty bad team.
Yeah, so I'm not going to hold out much hope at all for Rico. Listen, he's a Giant. I'm going to root for him. You know the rule on that. You're playing the team. We're going to root for you. We're going to hope you're really, really good. But we're also going to be realistic and see you probably won't be.
Yeah.
That's realistic.
Totally fair.
As far as who we had to dump, as Jay says, and no, Anthony, it's not Hyatt. I know you're wishing it was Hyatt. We're all wishing it was Hyatt. We did cut a wide receiver, though. But first, we waived rookie cornerback Korie Black, who, again, we were shocked he even made the roster. It seems that that was kind of the plan all along, was, I think, to keep him on the roster and then cut him after the day after or so. And all the rumors are that they're hoping he's going to clear waivers to put him on the practice squad. And by doing that move, by cutting him a day later, it increases the chances, because everybody's already put waiver wire positions in, and increases the chances of him getting onto a practice squad with us. Now, I'll say this, it's not doing a service to him. That's for sure. You just increase his chances of clearing waivers as opposed to getting on somebody else's active roster. But
yeah, it's a very greedy move. It's
yeah. It's also a 7th round draft pick. Let's be very frank here. We owe you no favors.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, and the other one, as you guys see in the chat here, I know you guys are already talking about it. Gunner Olszewski also cut to make room for these 2 players. Now, the rumor is that Giants are expected to go ahead and re-sign Gunner Olszewski. So that's the rumor. Now, does that mean they plan on cutting somebody else? Because they're going to have to cut somebody else to make the room at that point for him. So we'll find out who that is going to be, but that's the rumor. And well, listen, once he gets cut, Gunner Olszewski can go sign wherever the hell he wants. So I believe he's got the veteran status. But yeah, that's going to be a little crazy there. So I hope that's right. I hope that's right. I like Gunner Olszewski. I thought he showed something as a wide receiver, actually, in preseason.
Yeah. Listen, we watched firsthand.
There's a little-
We were there together. He's like a T-Rex catching him up.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm kind of curious to see if he could be part of an offense, along with the fact that he is a good returner. I think people forget how excited we were to have him as a returner 2 years ago. He got hurt last year. We didn't see him at all. But 2 years ago, remember he scored that touchdown for us? Again, Ihmir Smith-Marsette did one as well. But, that was the first special teams touchdown we had scored in 30 years. So,
it felt like.
It definitely did. So, like I said, he's going to be back on there by all accounts. So both guys will be back. One on the practice squad, one eventually returning back to the active roster. So, all right, let's talk about the practice squad, because I know that's what everybody wants to talk about. We're talking about practice here. We're talking about practice, and a lot of good moves on this side here. A lot of guys that, to be honest, I did not think would make it to our practice squad, but yet here they are. So I'm going to just run down the list for you guys. We'll talk about it one by one here. Elijah Chatman, first off. That's the guy we got to get right off the top there. Elijah Chatman, who, quite frankly, was a shocker to most people he got cut. But he's going to make it to the practice squad. They're listing him specifically as a defensive lineman. That's right off the Giants.com. To keep in mind, defensive line / fullback. We don't know. We saw him doing in preseason. Edge, Trace Ford. I'm so glad we got this kid on the practice squad. I really am. And I'm hoping they figure out some way to give him a shot actually to get on the field at some point this year. Like I said, he showed a little something, I thought, this preseason.
Yeah. Definitely better for the future.
Another edge. Tomon Fox. He made it. My alter ego.
What does the fox say?
Practice squad. Practice squad. But yep, there he is. Defensive lineman Elijah Garcia. So we got both Elijahs back. So we're fully stocked in defensive lineman named Elijah. So Bryan Hudson back. They listed him specifically as a center in this case here. I told you guys, don't sleep on the center position being a position they make moves on later on, because they're going to have a very short leash, I think, with JMS. If JMS looks bad, they're not going to let JMS screw up the offense. They know how important this season is to show growth as a team. Lil'Jordan Humphrey, there he is back again, and again, I like him on the mix because he's a taller, bigger receiver. We don't have a lot of that. I don't have high hopes for him personally, and I wish he'd change his name to an actual name, not Lil'Jordan. It's just a little crazy.
Just go with Jordan.
Jay says JMS is not going anywhere. Dude, I'm not saying he's going somewhere. What I'm saying is he's going to the bench potentially if he sucks. They're not going to cut him, but they're going to want to have center options. As Anthony says, JMS is a bum. I'm sure he has a home. So let's see. Guard Jake Kubas. Jake Kubas, the guy that the Giants seem to be determined to build into something, even though, he's not good. He's not good. Who thinks he's good? I don't understand this, but there they are. Safety Raheem Layne. So we do have a fifth safety option now, I guess. Kicker Jude McAtamney. So he is, keep in mind, the international exception. So we already said he'd be back like that role. So that allows the Giants to have 17 players on the practice squad, not the usual 16, because he doesn't count towards the 16, as the NFL is determined to spread joy across the world of football by having people from other countries play here.
Joy to the world, bring us the chief players from around the world.
Exactly. Our favorite. There he is. Dante Turbo Miller, running back. And I can't believe no one picked this kid up, considering what he did in the preseason. Again, I know it's preseason. I know he did mostly against backups. I cannot believe there wasn't a team that's like, you know what? We need an offensive weapon. Let's see what this kid can do.
as ecstatic as I am that we got him back, I'm also a little bit perturbed that no one thought to go out there and get him. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, like yeah, I'm like, like no one see what this guy did, like,
yeah. Well, again, we talked about it yesterday. He's a running back who can't run.
Yeah, but we also talked about Alvin Kamara's out there who like made a career about catching out of the backfield.
I know.
Like people do that. Like
I know. It's okay. We got him back. Listen, we got back the Temu version of Darren Sproles.
Pretty much.
That's what he is. And like I said, I think
sometimes you get really nice things off of Temu.
That's a guy you might see later on. Just saying. It's a guy you might see later on. Defensive lineman, Jordon Riley, who I guess makes some sense. The Giants had him the last couple of years. He knows the defense. You can plug and play him if you need to at that point. I guess that's really what it's all about.
Wasn't he 7th round like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah, he was. He was. A couple of years ago, he was. I want to say he was a 6th or 7th rounder. Now you're gonna make me look it up here. Another one of the great draft picks that was made at that point. Let's see. Yep. Pick 243. Yeah, 7th rounder. One of the great draft picks by Joe Shane before somehow he realized how to draft the last couple of years. Yeah. As Jay says, Jordon Riley isn't at the deal with the RAS score of a sea lion. No, it was a walrus. He also says, like vacuum salesman who can't sell vacuums. Anthony says, not the vacuum.
That's cold, man.
Cold. He's a top-selling vacuum salesman. Wide receiver, Ihmir Smith-Marsette. So, yeah, there we go. We got that. And the nice thing about that is having Ihmir Smith-Marsette means if for some reason we aren't going to be able to keep, Gunner Olszewski and get him back on, we have the option now of having Ihmir Smith-Marsette now. So, like I said, that's a good one. That's a good move at that point there. And then quarterback Dee Williams, who of course was the guy that basically was the first guy in the field every single practice there. So definitely, I think a good move overall. A lot of the stuff we got here. We got 4 spots still available, guys, too. So there's going to be more coming. That's going to be more coming, that's for sure. So, all right, let's pay the bills real quick. We got one more thing to talk about there. We're going to go over your comments, you guys mocking my dance moves.
Well, I wouldn't call them moves, but yeah.
It wasn't even really a dance per se. It's a celebration.
Celebratory dance. Hit the cue.
Celebrate with cake.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
Alrighty, guys. So we got a couple of comments here to go over, mostly about my dancing, if we're being honest here, guys. So,
or lack of.
Yes. Solving the race problems. Am I too late for this sexy Dexy dance? Yes, you were, because that was on yesterday's episode. And Jay says it cost $50 for the dance race problem. Oh my gosh. Anthony says, we saw a dance, not sure if it was the sexy Dexy dance. Jay says, you will see the spare tire and the flat tire at the same time. Anthony says, do I recall Rob saying he would dance? He says, it looked like one of those tire sale inflatable tube men on top of the tire shops. First off, they're called wacky inflatable tube men. Okay, that's what they're called. Wacky inflatable tube men.
Whoa. That's better dance than yesterday.
Yeah. Anthony says, which is wild because Dex never puts his hands up in the air when he does the dance. Jay says Rob could probably salsa dance. He might have some game from his college days. Did you take a salsa class in college? I'm unaware of, Rob.
That was in a little salsa dance, a little tango, spite the rose.
Listen, the only salsa that Rob is ever involved with has a red sauce and chopped up onions, peppers.
Coming from you, Drew, that's very rich.
I never claimed to be a salsa dancer. I never claimed to be a dancer in general. It wasn't even my idea to do this sexy Dexy dance. I forgot somebody else in the comment section suggested I did.
Sure. In the comments why you can't dance.
Jay says Dorothy unsubscribed. LOL. I didn't blame them saying that's why I can't dance. I just said I never claimed I could dance. That's what I said. Sheesh. All right, guys. We got one more thing. Like I said, it's going to be a little shorter episode tonight. We just want to go over a couple of stuff so we can go right into tomorrow discussing our projections for the players there. So last thing we got to talk about, as ironically enough, Jay earlier was talking about, let's see here, it says Giants fans always overrate their players. And this guy is probably the epitome of that statement there.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito officially got picked up off waivers, guys. So there goes any chances of him getting to our practice squad, unless somebody cuts him later on down the line and we get him back. But for right now, at least, he is officially a New England Patriot. And listen, you all saw last year when we had to drop him. Nobody picked him up on waivers. The Patriots, there was stories like crazy. The Patriots were trying to pick him up onto their practice squad. He chose to come back to the Giants to play for us again. So this time they picked him up off waivers. He had no choice. So just to be clear, DeVito did not choose us. He got picked up because we didn't choose him. But listen, if this is the last time we talk about DeVito on this show, I don't think any of us would be upset.
Listen, them cutlets got cut. Now they're picked up by Boston because they need some flavor up there.
Yeah, like it was good times when he was there. It's almost like a rebound relationship. It was there kind of to help you out in your time of need. But it's over. It's over. So, yeah, it's and good for him. He's on an actual NFL roster. Like, I do believe he's an NFL quarterback, guys. I think he's a quarterback 3. I think that's really the spot for him. I don't think anybody is kidding themselves into thinking that he's a top tier backup. But again, he's going to be on their official 53-man roster. He's going to be actually on the sidelines, hanging out, doing his thing. And it's not like he has a great amount of competition either. Like, who their backup is? It's Joshua Dobbs. He's been on how many teams by now?
Yeah, he's been the rotating door. I mean, Drake May he kind of came out of the show a little bit towards the end last year, played pretty well. So, I wouldn't really expect
it's not going to beat Drake May out. We know that.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't think Drake May just the way the Patriots have positioned itself over the course of the past few decades. Yes, a lot of things changed over there, but Drake May might, unless something really happens to him, he's going to be the starter over there, barring an injury, and he's going to be taking a check as the third string quarterback, and not have to worry about a thing. Unlike with the Giants, we might injure 2 quarterbacks in one game. Come on up, DeVito, let's go.
Yeah, and again, competition not exactly that great for him in this draft. Like this is in this room. It's not like there's. I mean, the guy they got again, Dobbs played, sparingly for a couple of years in Pittsburgh, went to Tennessee, played for them a while, had probably his best stretch with the Cardinals, then gets traded up to the Vikings because they got every possible guy get injured basically for them. Plays last year for the 49ers, barely gets onto the field, and somehow lands an actual backup job now. That's not exactly top competition for him there.
Yeah. I mean, the best he looked was with the Vikings when he won them like that 4 games in a row. But
even the Cardinals that year too. That's what I'm saying. Both that year in general, that was 23.
Yes.
But again, he parlayed that into being a third-string quarterback for the 49ers last year and popping into 2 games. Like, not exactly stellar. Again, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's not a great quarterback. Hopefully, DeVito actually becomes the backup. Like I said, I'm going to root for the kid. I really am. And the nice thing is he gets to keep his color scheme. He's got the red and blue still. So, like I said, I think it's I think he's good. And Dev says, but he's on the roster, on the practice squad. Exactly. He needs to go there. He needs to go there. And this probably. We're missing it. Jay said earlier, what college football games you guys watch this weekend? Probably none, to be honest with you. I got stuff to do around the house because next week starts the season.
Yeah, I may turn on Rutgers a little bit tomorrow, but we shall see. I mean, there's some good games this weekend, but it's hard. I got a barbecue on Saturday where 1:00, so I'll be outside. Although that's where the Texas game is.
Outside?
It's outside in the stadium. Not where the barbecue is.
Not where the barbecue is. Anthony said, I'm probably watching it. I'm golfing this weekend. There you go. Book at Texas. He's headed to the harbor. Park the car to the harbor. Park the car to the harbor. Jason,
wicked awesome.
A big part of New York culture. How will Boston accept him? I actually think Boston is one of the places that would accept him because for those who aren't aware, may not know Boston well, Boston has a huge Italian culture there as well. The north side of Boston is like one of the better places in the entire country to go for Italian food. So I think he's going to fit in there. I think. I think.
Where's Foxborough compared to Boston? It's northwest.
Listen, I'd have to look at that one to be honest with you. I know it's about like half an hour, 40 minutes out, kind of like it is for MetLife,
Yeah.
But I just don't know off the top of my head. Let's see, Foxborough. I'm looking it up here. Stadium. Let's see stadium. Because who knows? Maybe the Gillette Stadium's not even in Foxborough. Even. It's actually, it's south. It looks like it's southwest of it. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Distance-wise how that is, but yeah, it's not right there.
He went from Boston food to what Dev just said. Cutlets and chowder.
Chowder. Chowder. Someone say chowder. Chowder.
Is that New England or Manhattan clam chowder?
Yeah. It's about a 40-minute drive. So, Tommy Chowder. Chowder.
Now, is that New England or Manhattan?
New England is better. I'm sorry. Anthony says Daniel Jones is technically an NFL quarterback, so that's not saying much. True. Sean Jackson says, interesting rumors the Patriots were interested in DeVito before the Giants signed him as an undrafted free agent. Ironic, he'll back up one of the QBs he cost us in the 2024 draft. I hadn't heard in the 2024, in the initial draft, which was 23, was that him? Yeah, 23. I hadn't heard of that one. I knew, like I said, last year we cut him initially and went to put him on the practice squad. He cleared waivers, and the Patriots wanted him on their practice squad instead. So it sounds like the Patriots been after him for a little while there. Jay says, yeah, like a content creator. The bar is set low.
Ouch,
Just I hope DeVito realizes his dream of being a QB. Well, he's already a QB.
Just a paid one.
Yes, now he is. Well, he's paid last year, too.
Yeah.
Jay says, Dobbs is an off-the-bench guy. He can come in and do well. If he has to start for more than a game, he sucks.
No, he's got about 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. Like I said, I think it'd be fun to see Tommy, on the sidelines as the actual backup quarterback, like the number one backup quarterback. I can't sit there and say that Dobbs is better than him.
No, I mean Dobbs just his, like I said, his best overall stretch with the team was the Minnesota Vikings, and he was just set up for success. They had a great running game, great offensive line, great weapons down the field.
Jay mocking me, number one backup. I mean, right now he's the third string. Like, if it's nice to see him be the backup, the guy holding the clipboard, being ready to go if Drake May gets hurt. Let's be honest here.
Like,
guys get hurt.
Listen, Jay, people laugh at that, but people make their career out of being the backup, the
Yes.
backup quarterback in this league. Like if you could bounce around making millions for the next 15 years, are you going to knock that? If I had the time,
no, he was mocking my verbiage instead of saying second string quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
and then he says, "Sounds like Rob." Now he's dissing you. Look at this. Wow.
Damn.
That's
messed up.
He says Rob is the number one backup if Drew goes down. Oh my gosh. And Anthony says, oof, Jay's just letting the shots rip tonight. This is what happens. We give him a bonus episode this week, and Jay's just mean to us.
Right.
Just mean.
Back to the average.
Oh. All right, guys. Ironically enough with that, that's going to call it a night for us.
Screw you guys.
Rob and I are off to go cry in a corner somewhere because Jay's being so mean to us. Again, we'll be back tomorrow night, though, with you guys. We're going to do... So the plan as of right now, barring any, again, more moves by the Giants here, the plan right now is tomorrow to go ahead and do our breakdown of the offense and go through what we expect for each player. And then we're going to do Monday the defense. Wednesday next week will be a first pregame show for us.
Ooh.
And then Thursday
of the season.
And then Thursday, of course, will be our first week of picks. The picks are coming back. So we're back into the season,
Maybe
guys.
Come back.
Our last weekend without football. I can't wait. I can't.
NFL football.
Then, again, real football. Sorry, I'm just not into college. I'll watch it. Like I said, we'll watch like crazy when it comes down to scouting. But I'm not the guy sitting there on Saturday going crazy watching nonstop amateurs.
Yeah.
Anthony with another super chat. $4.99 super chat. Appreciate it, man.
Drew, you got to go dance now.
No, I'm not. We don't dance every time someone does it. But we do need to create a sound effect for it.
He did miss it, though. Just saying.
But no, Anthony was there. Don't you try. Solving the race problem wasn't there for it. Don't you? You're trying to get me to dance again. It's your turn. He got quiet real quick now. He's like, oh, hold on.
I would dance. I didn't promise him to dance for $4.99.
Jay says, dance to the end of the show.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Anyway, guys, that's going to call it a night for us there. Appreciate you guys for watching. Again, we're back again tomorrow night. As always, we are live on YouTube, the preferred platform, along with Facebook. He says, can I pay so he doesn't dance? As I said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite.
Drew's looking at profile where he dances all the time.
I don't dance there ever. And again, as always, we are available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms, well, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there. Again, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button there. Tell a friend about the show. Because again, we suck at marketing. Without y'all, we are screwed. So appreciate you guys' support as always there. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man! Go G-Man! G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.